Okay, going with plan B. Plan A was to set this in silver, and because of this crack, I just can't risk it. So plan B is to use some of the copper that came in my package from Sean at Outdoor Adventures with Fade, and this kills two birds with the one stone, setting the stone and making a pendant with the copper. Um, I had to like cut it and trim it in before I could even start, and that allowed me to go out and make an excuse to get some new snips. These are brand new and sharp as chop, chop, chop. I really liked doing this. There was something very gratifying about cutting this up, knowing that once I started, there was no turning back. Um, this was the beginning of my jewelry making and metal smithing kind of path now. My first pendant. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot in this, and I've got extras out of this as well too. So those little bits will um, make pendants by themselves as well too. Now, making sure that there are no kind of sharp ends on this at this point, using my Dremel and a kind of cupped diamond burr. I bought these burrs for carving. Like they make really nice kind of botryoidal shapes, and I thought these would be really handy if I ever got into doing contour carving with fire opals. They're coated on both sides, which makes them really, really versatile as well too. So the inside of the cone's coated as well as the outside. And as you can see here, it's cupped it and domed it really nicely. Now here comes the struggle. um, I really had a hard time getting this to bend to my will. I am not going to lie. There is probably another 2 hours of of edited down video um, that preceded this point. Um, I kind of whittled it down to some of the best bits for you, so as not to bore you. But I got in the zone. That was the really good thing about this. Like, even though it was a struggle, I just rolled with it. I had little breaks here and there, but for the most part, just mindfully working this, like trying to remember all the things that I'd seen and learnt in the videos, and trying to incorporate them into this piece, as well as working with the 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 aesthetics of it as well too. Making it a little bit symmetrical, a little bit uniform, nice and neat. I just wanted to make a nice, neat, simple pendant. I wanted the stone to be the hero of this piece. So, but I think in the end they both kind of complement each other. I like how the copper kind of goes with the purple and the red of the stone, or the blue of the stone. Like it all kind of, yeah. There's a really nice harmony going on with the color scheme there. Um, Silver would have looked pretty awesome, not gonna lie, but this visually works as well too, so I'm pretty happy about that. Here you can see I'm kind of wrestling with the outline of the pendant, just getting the shape the way I want it. Um, the copper had already been worked hardened, I think, through the process of the uh, cutting out of the little squares that were in it. So it was difficult to work at first. Um, Here and just kind of binding it. What I'm trying to do is get the stone to sit reasonably snugly in it. While I'm doing that, I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to do for the bail. Um, Not 100% sure at this point, but my first concern is getting the stone to sit snugly in there. The prongs at the back I've got to leave long, so it kind of creates a bit of a basket for the stone and will help protect it as well too, which is why I kind of wanted to use this stuff in the first place. Like if I kind of put a cage around it, that may help the longevity of this stone. And even though that crack is self-healed, if it had a really big hit, I reckon that's where it would fracture and break apart. But it does look okay. Just a little bit nervous for that to be set in silver. Also, it is a big stone. So it would have needed a lot of silver to be able to do this very same job, which is what I would have wanted to do with it as well too. So this has worked out to be a lot better option. Very happy about this, and very grateful from my friend Sean. Go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description. Outdoor Adventures with Fade. He's been getting into his tumblestones lately, really hardcore, and really likes his agates. And yeah, he's got a great eye for and a great collection of agates that he's been amassing. This bit was fun. Nothing like a bit of whack, whack, whack to take your frustrations out on stuff. Best therapy. Kind of here, I don't think I was doing myself any favors by doing this, to be quite honest. I think I was just making things harder for myself by work hardening the copper. The more you kind of muck around with it and twist it and bash it, and the harder the copper gets. And yeah, it takes a special kind of process to undo that, which I kind of found accidentally. Now I've cut down the front prongs. I was having trouble kind of getting the bottom nice and snug with the bottom of the pendant with snug with the bottom of the stone. So I cut them out to get them out of the way. This again, I don't think I did myself any favors because it made it hard to move them and get them in position. Again, the process coming up kind of helps with that. And here I'm thinking about the bale. How am I going to get do this? And I decided to perhaps loop it upon itself. I did muck around with a piece of extra copper wire that I tried to incorporate into it, but it just didn't sit right. So I'm happy that I left myself a little bit of extra room to be able to do something at the top there. And I think it turns out really nice in the end. Now I've got the scary part of cutting away those prongs at the top. Once you kind of do that, that's it. I'm looking at it going, I know I'm going to have to do it. The moment of it's coming up, and here it is. Clip. Yep. Again, there's kind of no going back once you cut it away. I mean, I could solder them back on, but yeah. So this, yeah, it's always a little bit scary when you're hacking into something. Like I said, there's once the smoke's out of the can, there's no turning back. But it's one step closer to get this pendant finished, and it's been a struggle getting it to sit snugly. Like I'd try and I'd get it in a position, and then I'd try and move one prong, and then the whole thing would go out of whack, and it's like so it was wrestling me. Like it got a bit easier towards the end. Here I'm just working out the bale, but and I didn't want the join to be at the top of the bale. I kind of wanted it to be off to the side. That way yeah, if it got caught up on something, like I think if it was at the top, it'd break pretty easily, but at the side, it might just deform it. And this was a bit of a tricky solder. I probably should have done a little bit more prep work, but I was just so keen to pull out the blowtorch. The pyro in us all, I think, can relate to that. But it took a bit of swangling, but I got there in the end, and it's a pretty solid joint. And I made a design decision while I was doing this to kind of reinforce the whole bale shape in one. So yeah, this easy solder paste, so much fun. You don't need flux. It's just you just put it as self-fluxing. You put it where you want it. Got to make sure you put enough. You got to make sure that the ends are clean, and then it's just a matter of distributing the heat over the 2 points parts evenly, and it just bang happens. It's magic. Love it, love it. I do have like solder wire. Like I've got all the different like hardnesses. I've got easy, hard, and easy, medium, and hard. And I have flux, but this was just one little join. Like this, and that's what that paste is really handy for. I've been told it's really good for if you're making necklaces, doing chains and necklaces, because yeah, it's really easy to pinpoint exactly where you want the solder to go. It's good for all sorts of things, bales. Yeah, just if you just need a one-off quick solder, pull that out, bam, no fuss, no muss. And here, yeah, just getting both sides of that bale hot, and then that way the solder will kind of smush in between. And smush is the technical term, I believe. uh, here, yeah, this is like another kind of new kind of step that I've incorporated. I got some pickle and learning how to get the ratio right, and I got my copper tongs, and bam, I think I nailed it. Um, Better than I did trying to fish that out, but I like how it comes out that kind of pinky coppery color. Um, it it's new step in the process. Now, what happened here is in the process of joining the two like uh, bale ends, I accidentally annealed the the pendant, and thus making it so much easier to get the prongs in place and the shape and everything. And a learning opportunity. Not the irony is not missed on me. I was wrestling those prongs like you wouldn't believe, and then annealing it just fixed it all. Wrapping the bale in wire works for two reasons, I reckon. Uh, it helps strengthen the structure of the bale, and it also adds to the aesthetic as well too. I think it looks really good. The copper on copper works with all with normal wire wrapping pendants. So it definitely works with this one as well too. And like I said, gives the bale a little bit more strength. I trust my solder, but this kind of just gives it a little bit of backup. Um, I give it a good test when I was shaping the bale, and it held up nicely. So I had a close look. Not the best solder, but I'm still learning this, so I got to be a little bit forgiving. Um, and it's not like I'm going to be selling this for millions of dollars. This probably be a little keepsake for the time being. Might end up being a giveaway. See how things go. But I really liked being able to finish something like, it's so gratifying. Like when you get set yourself a challenge, like, and this has been a challenge for me. The start of the year is always a little bit hard for me. It's one of those anniversary times of the year for me, where I've been through some rough stuff in the past. And every year when January kind of rolls over, it kind of brings up a lot of memories. And getting through January, setting myself some goals, creating new challenges for myself, like this whole new channel. It's really helped me get through those hard times, and and now being able to finish something that I said I was going to do, man, feels so good. I'm not gonna lie. And the rest of the year's shaping up to be pretty exciting. So I got through the hump. Now it's just smooth sailing for the rest of the year. Fingers crossed, everything's crossed. And hopefully more pendants and more projects. I've been ordering and squirreling away silver like you wouldn't believe. I probably jumped into the silver market a little bit late, but I'm in nonetheless. And I'm starting to get my little stockpile happening, which is giving me lots of inspiration for finishing off other stones. I've got a mountain of boulder opal that I need to cut eventually as well too. I've got just mountains of gemstones amassing around me. It's like that episode of South Park with the traffic keeper. You get one rock, and then that's like a magnet for the next rock, and then they magnetize more rocks, and then next thing you know, you need a bulldozer to get to your bed to cut a path through all the rocks that you've collected. It's insane. But I love it. Yeah, I've been given a heap of rocks lately, and some real special ones. I've got some kunzite and stuff to play around with, but getting this done is yeah. Uh, like now, I don't feel so guilty about playing around with some of the other stuff. So I want to slow the roll with stones that I'm working on, and finish them in jewelry like this. I hope you like this process. I hope you enjoyed me waffling on. Um, it's really nice to, uh, you know, get this done, share it with you guys, keep my promise and two promises really. I got to show Sean how I work the copper, and I got to keep my promise to you guys that I set this stone in jewelry. And here's the final product. Just a simple leather necklace to go with it. I think it fits really nicely. And yeah, I think this turned out really cool. I really like it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this series, the Mystery Agate series. And it's been fun turning a rock into a piece of jewelry like this. I hope to do more of it, and I hope you guys can join me on the journey.